Welcome to another edition of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. Once again, I'm doing a variety of different character voices because I'm used to doing it. If you want to hear other voices, tune in to Radio Free Filler, or for that matter, any other program. Here's the lineup for this week. The news, of course, Community Bulletin Board, and 55 Plus News. Then some commentary. That's the show. Now here's the social media reminder. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on YouTube at Arlington Weekly News and the number 1. Also on Facebook, and you can listen on the radio at WERA 96.7 FM. Now, on to the news.
As of Sunday evening, January 10th, reports show the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in Arlington have reached 9,997. Regular viewers and listeners will note the intensified increase in our reported case numbers. The Arlington County Public Health Division of the Virginia Department of Health is currently offering COVID-19 vaccines to individuals in priority groups identified in Phases 1A and 1B. The Phase 1A group includes healthcare personnel and residents and staff of long-term care facilities. The Phase 1B group includes persons aged 75 or older, police, fire, and hazmat, corrections and homeless shelter workers, childcare and K-12 teachers and staff, food and agriculture workers including veterinarians, manufacturing workers, grocery store workers, public transit workers, mail carriers, both USPS and private, and officials needed to maintain continuity of government. COVID-19 vaccination pre-registration forms are now available through the Arlington County website for members of those groups. In addition, pre-registration forms are also available for members of the group identified in Phase 1C, although that transition date for that group is not yet known. The Phase 1C group includes people aged 65 to 75 years, people aged 16 through 64 years with a high-risk medical condition or disability that increases their risk of severe illness from COVID-19, waste removal workers, food service workers, faculty and staff of institutions of higher learning, public safety engineers, and other essential workers as defined by the Virginia Department of Health. Go to arlingtonva.us/covid-19/vaccines/registration/ for more information, along with links to the various application forms. After your application is processed, you will be contacted by email to schedule your appointment. Since this is based on the order of receipt, the sooner you submit your application, the sooner you are likely to receive the vaccine.
The Arlington County Board unanimously elected Matt DeFerranti as its 2021 chair. The board also unanimously elected Katie Crystal as its vice chair. This is Mr. DeFerranti's first term as chair of the county board. Elected to the board in November of 2018, Mr. DeFerranti will serve as the official head of the county and set the agenda for board meetings. Mr. DeFerranti stated that his focus in 2021 will be on, and we quote, stabilization, recovery, and building a county and community that is systematically committed to racial and economic equity, unquote. Ms. Crystal announced that the county will convert its Complete Count Committee, which achieved 100% participation in the 2020 census in Arlington, to the Complete Vaccine Committee, and we quote, to help our hardest-to-reach neighbors get information about and access to the COVID-19 vaccine in 2021.
As of Sunday, January 10th, following the invasion of the U.S. Capitol building on Wednesday, January 6th, the police news section of the Arlington County website had made no mention of the event, despite the fact that a number of the protesters were known to have stayed in some Arlington hotels. The crime reports running through January 8th report only the usual robberies, stolen vehicles, assaults, burglaries, and other similar offenses. In fact, apart from the Virginia governor's curfew announcement for the evening of January 6th through the morning of January 7th, there is little on the website to suggest that anything happened. Elsewhere, Arl Now reported a message of condolence from the Arlington County Police Department to the Capitol Police over the death of Officer Brian D. Sicknick, who was fatally injured during the invasion. The article also stated that Arlington Police had also responded to quell the attack, but provided no additional details. If Arlington is offering any cooperation in pursuing the participants in the invasion who occupied Arlington hotels, it has not been reported. It was not until Monday, January 11th, that the following statement from Matt DiFerrante appeared on the county website, and we quote, "My colleagues and I share the concerns that so many Arlingtonians have voiced in the wake of the storming of the Capitol last Wednesday. We are proud of the Arlington County police officers and firefighters who helped defend the Capitol and tended to the wounded. While we are grateful that no Arlington first responders or residents were injured, we mourn the loss of life, including the death of Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick, who was mortally injured while defending the Capitol. Our officers, who defended the Capitol and democracy, deserve our profound gratitude. Everyone who participated in this violent assault on our Capitol must be held accountable. To be sure that Arlingtonians are safe, and in fulfillment of our shared commitment to the constitutional and peaceful transfer of power, Arlington will take all necessary legal steps to protect our community and help keep the peace in the coming days. I have full confidence that the county manager and the acting police chief are taking the steps necessary to keep Arlingtonians safe and appropriately assist with the safe transfer of power in a way that aligns with our community's ideals and commitments." End quote. This is the sort of message that could have been conveyed during the non-existent town hall meeting on the previous Friday. Elsewhere, Arlington County Public School Superintendent Francisco Duran has stated that it is not yet safe to send most students and staff back to school together. Some students with disabilities have been allowed in school buildings with mixed results. However, Mr. Duran has issued a schedule for staff to return. During the week of January 25th, teachers of preschool through second grade and all teachers and staff for elementary special education programs are to return. During the weeks of January 25th and February 1st, central office staff is to return. During the week of February 1st, secondary teachers, staff, and all teachers and staff for secondary level special education programs are to return. Mr. Duran stated that it is important that staff have, quote, a buffer so they can prepare, feel confident, air any concerns with us, and acclimate to teaching from their classrooms, end quote. Not all teachers were pleased with the announcement. Said one, APS is not a jail system, but for the teachers who will be forced to come to work without any guarantee of safety, it is not an inappropriate comparison. Undoubtedly, coming back to school will result in higher infection rates in Arlington. End quote. Given the current upward trend in COVID cases, this statement may well prove to be prophetic. Finally in the news, a recent message from one of our viewers prompted an examination of the broadcast dates and times for Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. The viewer asked about an apparently missing broadcast normally set for Thursday, January 7th at 6 o'clock p.m. Although our program has had a consistent range of dates and times for the past few years, that no longer appears to be the case. Our last known schedule called for TV broadcasts on Thursday at 6 o'clock p.m., Saturday at 10:30 a.m., Monday at 8:30 p.m., and Tuesday at 4:30 a.m. The currently posted schedule is now Thursday at 6 o'clock p.m., but it apparently did not take place, Saturday at 9 o'clock a.m. instead of 10:30, Monday at 8:30 p.m., as before, and Tuesday at 4:59 a.m. instead of 4:30. No notification or explanation has been received by this producer for the change in the TV broadcast schedule. Television history has shown that a shift of broadcast times can often confuse would-be viewers with negative results not only for the individual program, but for the station overall. The radio broadcast times of Saturday at 7 o'clock p.m. and Monday at 2 o'clock p.m. appear to be unchanged. That's the news. Now it's time for Community Bulletin Board, or CBB.
Hi, and welcome to CBB. This first event is being held on Facebook. Playtime just got a lot more fun. Join Ms. Samantha to build a large structure out of newspaper and learn about engineering and shapes. The program is called Rec at Home Newspaper Forts. Rec at Home presents free daily virtual activities geared for preschool and elementary audiences ages 3 to 10. Join up on weekdays for exciting activities to try from your very own home. That's on Wednesday, January 20th from 3 o'clock to 3:15 p.m. The cost is free. For more information, email dpr-youthandfamily@arlingtonva.us. With enough extra time and newspapers, you might even build a newspaper empire, just like Charles Foster Kane. Next, we have an event for kids aged 5 to 11. It's Squirrel Appreciation Day. Join a naturalist on MS Teams to learn about our local squirrels. Yes, some of them can even fly. And what they're doing at this time of year. You'll also join in making a craft together using materials you can find at home. They will email you a link to Microsoft Teams before the program's start time, so please have your device ready to go before the show begins. For more information, call 703-228-3403. Registration is required, so register online or call 703-228-4747. That's activity number 622821-C. And that's on Thursday, January 21st from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. and the cost is free. Next up is an event for families called Coastal Animals. Get ready to learn more about different kinds of wildlife. There will be a series of programs, each of which will focus on specific groups of wildlife that live right here in Virginia. What animals live on or near the coast? Can we see them near the Potomac? They will email you a link to Microsoft Teams before the program's start time. Do make sure your device is ready to go before the start of the program. Registration is required. Register online or call 703-228-4747. Activity number is 622951-N, and that's on Thursday, January 21st from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. The cost is free. Finally, in CBB, here's a chance to take a craft to make it home. Shirlington's Take and Make bags contain supplies, materials, and instructions to complete a weekly craft. This activity is good for preschool, elementary, and middle school students. The distribution is being conducted on a first-come, first-served basis. Some crafts may require scissors or glue. This program is being sponsored by the Friends of the Arlington Public Library. Please be aware that they are unable to provide Take and Make bags outside of the distribution times. So, when and where can you pick up a Take and Make bag? Tuesday, January 26th, from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock p.m. at Shirlington Library, main entrance, 4200 Campbell Avenue. Now, it's time for 55 Plus News.
Howdy, and welcome to 55 Plus News. The Virginia Cooperative Extension's Master Financial Education volunteers will offer 25 valuable strategies to improve your physical and financial health. They call it Small Steps to Health and Wealth. Now, if you're like me, you might need at least some middle-sized steps to get to the wealth part. But anyway, they say it's a good idea to tie these ideas to your New Year's resolutions. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. That's activity number 912404-10. And that's on Friday, January 22nd from 11 o'clock a.m. to 12 o'clock noon. You gotta be age 55 or more, and the cost, well, 55 plus membership is required. Now, I kind of have mixed thoughts about this next announcement. It's called a winter concert, and it's being performed by the Quarantine Music Busters. Now, Quarantine Music Busters is a non-profit organization comprised of talented young musicians and vocalists. They are committed to busting the isolation caused by COVID-19. They will perform a live, interactive ensemble of classical music, and I think that's great. Just register online or call 703-228-4747 and mention activity number 912802-9. That's on Sunday, January 24th from 3 o'clock to 4:30 p.m. They say it's for ages 55 plus, and 55 plus membership is required. And it's that last bit that bothers me. Here you got a group of young people trying to share their talent with the folks who are confined by COVID, and the 55 plus organization is saying that a 52-year-old shut-in can't participate because they're not a 55 plus member. It just don't seem fair. Some folks might remember the 1968 movie of Romeo and Juliet when Olivia Hussey played Juliet at the age of 16. That film was released in April 1968, 7 months before the U.S. movie rating system was changed, so that Miss Hussey would not have originally been allowed to watch her own performance. Now in 2021, an older sibling of one of these young performers would be left out in much the same way. It seems like some events, even under 55 plus, ought to be exempt from that membership requirement. Well, anyway, we got something called New Beginnings at the Gallery Underground. It's in January, and it's an all-member, all-media show of works intended to spark joy in the new year. Member artists were asked to create works that represented their optimism that the coming year would be an eventual return to the people, places, and things they cherish and have been missing in 2020. In the main gallery, there are new works by their members in all themes, all media, including oil, acrylic, pastel, water media, sculpture, glass, ceramics, wood, and metalwork. The exhibition runs all the way up through January 29 at Gallery Underground in National Landon. Finally, there's an Arlington Reads signature author event. They say, join in a conversation with Masha Gessen, one of the most trenchant observers of politics and society today. Now, Gessen is the author of 11 books, including Survive an Autocracy and The Future is History, How Totalitarianism Reclaimed Russia, which won the National Book Award in 2017. Gessen has written about Russia, autocracy, LGBTQIA+ riots, Vladimir Putin, and Donald Trump, among others, for the New York Review of Books and the New York Times. On a parallel track, Gessen has been a science journalist writing about AIDS, medical genetics, and mathematics. Famously, Gessen was dismissed as the editor of the Russian popular science magazine Vokrug Sveta for refusing to send a reporter to observe Putin hang gliding with the Siberian cranes. He's a regular contributor to the Washington Post, Harper's, Vanity Fair, and Slate, among other publications, and Gessen is a staff writer at The New Yorker. They've taught at Amherst and Oberlin colleges and joined the faculty at Bard College in fall 2020. He's the recipient of a Guggenheim Fellowship, an Andrew Carnegie Fellowship, a Nieman Fellowship, the Hitchens Prize, and the Overseas Press Club Award for Best Commentary. Gessen has been living in New York since 2013 after more than 20 years as a journalist and editor in Moscow. You know he's going to have some stuff to talk about. That's on Tuesday, January 26th from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m., and you can register at the Arlington Library website. Since this is a library event, no special membership is required. Anyway, that's all I got for 55 Plus News this week.
And now, some commentary. Coronavirus cases in Arlington are approaching the 10,000 mark. Questions are being raised about vaccine availability. Governor Northam has spoken of revised restrictions. A number of temporary and possibly permanent residents of Arlington may have been involved in an invasion of the United States Capitol building. And the Arlington County Board is where? Once again, a Friday afternoon has come and gone without a town hall meeting. Now, more than ever, there are reasons for the board to inform citizens of the status of health, safety, and now security in Arlington. And yet there has not been a town hall meeting since last October. We acknowledge that a number of the usual town hall participants are directly involved in managing the COVID-19 pandemic, and that the increased number of cases may have also increased their workload. But we can't help wondering why, in the past 2 months, at least one meeting couldn't have been held, or, failing that, why some announcement couldn't have been made on the Arlington County website explaining the hiatus or cessation of the meetings. On Friday morning, January 8th, we placed a call to Arlington County and were transferred to the manager's office, where an automated voicemail promised a return call within 1 to 2 business days. The message was simple. Will there be a virtual town hall meeting this week? The call so far has not yet been returned. On a positive note, there is a wall on Lee Highway that separates Arlington's Langston Brown Community Center and McDonald's. Painted on that wall is a 3-part mural dedicated to the traditionally African-American neighborhood of Halls Hill Highview Park. The left panel shows children at play next to the totem poles, that used to stand at the entrance. The center panel honors John Mercer Langston, an anti-slavery activist, professor of law at Howard University, and U.S. Minister to Haiti. The final panel shows the HHHVP Fire Station, Arlington's first African-American fire station. And that concludes this week's show. We will be back next week with more news from Arlington. Meanwhile, be careful, be safe, and be well.